Chef Bobby Flay is expanding from restaurants into pet food. Flay unveiling Made by NACHO, a pet food for cats inspired and created in partnership with his own cat, NACHO. It's currently sold online and will soon be available in stores through an exclusive retail partnership with PetSmart. And Bobby Flay joins us now for more. Very good to see you, Bobby. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
I am glad, as I glance down at this little screen I've got, that NACHO is there too, because NACHO is the company founder, is that right? Not you?
Yeah, NACHO is definitely the founder. I've been a cat person my entire life. And, you know, NACHO and I wanted to start a company that was really cat focused. A lot of pet food companies, they start with dog, and then when they have some success, they sort of move on to, oh, I guess it's time to do some cat food as well. But, you know, I've been a cat person since I was a kid. I always tell people that I was basically raised by cats. I was an only child. My mom always had you know, 2 or 3 cats in our house all the time, and they were basically my siblings. And I've had NACHO for about 6 years. I have another cat named Stella for about 2 years, and they're an incredibly important part of my life. And you know, as most pet parents will tell you, we do talk to our animals, whether people are watching or not. And I feel like, you know, NACHO whispered in my ear at one point, listen, you feed people every single day, whether it's through your restaurants or your shows, your books, your TV shows, you know, what about us? And so we started really thinking about it and created Made by NACHO. It's taken us a bunch of years to go through it. We created, you know, amazing recipes, obviously with an eye on taste, and we wanted to make sure that Made by NACHO was synonymous with, you know, top quality across the board, but also a well thought out diet for cats and the way cats should be eating.
So I have to ask this, Bobby. I mean, if NACHO is really giving you feedback during the process, were you involved in getting the taste right as well? Have you been tasting the cat food products?
Oh, well, I don't taste it. I have my own taste tester right here between him and his sister. I mean, basically, it's a very different business. The dog food business and the cat food business is a very different business, because cats have a pretty narrow palate in terms of, you know, what they want to eat. They're carnivores, so it has to be protein first. So we of course source things like cage-free chicken, grass-fed beef, sustainably caught salmon, and we pair it with things like cranberries and millet and pumpkin, so that they have a well-balanced diet. So it doesn't really matter what I think of the flavor. It's really about what they think of the flavor, because they're eating it. It's not made for humans. It's made for cats, and that's the most important thing.
So, Bobby, we've seen so many new pet owners and cat owners lately, and some of these stocks that we follow that are tied to this industry,
sure,
like Chewy, have just skyrocketed because of the pandemic. I'm wondering who you are catering this to, because I'm not sure every cat owner would feel the need to buy their cat grass-fed beef or sustainably caught salmon.
Well, I'm not really sure I agree with you, Sarah. I mean, I think the bottom line is, you know, because of the pandemic, we've all become a lot closer to our pets. They were an important part of our life before that, and I think over the last year, I think that we've realized how incredibly important they are to us. And there's new pet owners here as well. You know, what we feed our pets is an important component, you know, for their happiness, but also for the pet parents as well. We want to make sure that they're eating well, and so I think that, you know, being thoughtful about what you feed your pet, especially in our case, what you're feeding your cat, is incredibly important. So I think people should really think about, you know, how they're feeding their pets.
That's fair.
Wanted to pivot, Bobby, and ask about humans eating food in your restaurants and around the rest of the country. What level of optimism do you have at the moment about the sort of stage of reopening we're at, and consumers' kind of keenness to get out and dine in restaurants again?
Well, I think, listen, when you're in the restaurant business, no matter what's going on in the world, you have to be optimistic. It's a very, very tough business without a pandemic. But, you know, now that we're in the middle of the pandemic, obviously it's made things close to impossible. Look, I'm opening a new restaurant in May at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. It's going to be an Italian restaurant called Amalfi. You know, we're incredibly excited about it. It's probably a month out. Yes, our optimism is very, very high, but I think the only thing you can do, because the pandemic has taught us this, is really take it one day at a time.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.